So I have been paying attention to. I did watch both debates, although I kind of zoned out at the one with Tulsi and Elizabeth Warren because as you can see, I'm for the Bernie team. But between work and girlfriend and friends thing I have tomorrow, as I've said before, I don't have the ability to just respond immediately or within hours, and so it's probably going to get maybe 2 to 3 comments. But I will say, I'll start with this one video, and it's not about Bernie. I was very impressed with his performance, although there was one time he kind of dodged the question. But I will, anyone who knows me, anyone who stalks me enough knows that I don't like Kamala Harris. She's too corporatist, too centrist, too moderate. She wants to prioritize incarceration over education, yada yada yada. But she kicked ass. Specifically with Joe Biden, and it's referring to Joe Biden being friendly with segregationists and the whole busing thing. Here's the clip.
On the issue of race, I couldn't agree more that this is an issue that is still not being talked about truthfully and honestly. There is not a black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination. Growing up, my sister and I had to deal with the neighbor who told us her parents couldn't play with us because we were black. And I will say also that in this campaign, we have also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden, I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of 2 United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the 2nd class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Senator Harris, thank you. Vice President Biden, you have been invoked. We are going to give you a chance to respond. Vice President Biden.
It's a mischaracterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist. That is not true, number one. Number two, if we want to have this campaign litigated on who supports civil rights and whether I did or not, I'm happy to do that. I was a public defender. I didn't become a prosecutor. I came out and I left a good law firm to become a public defender when in fact my city was in flames because of the assassination of Dr. King. Number one. Number two, as the Vice President of the United States, I work with a man who, in fact, we worked very hard to see to it we dealt with these issues in a major, major way. The fact is that in terms of busing, you would have been able to go to school the same exact way because it was a local decision made by your city council. That's fine. That's one of the things I argued for, that we should be breaking down these lines. But so the bottom line here is, look, everything I've done in my career, I ran because of civil rights. I continue to think we have to make fundamental changes in civil rights. And those civil rights, by the way, include not just only African Americans, but the LGBT community.
But Vice President Biden, do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America then?
No,
do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education.
Okay. I didn't play Street Fighter or any of those arcade games or something like that, but I can imagine at the end, finish him. Just just wow, not flawless response to Joe Biden, or just not flawless attack on Joe Biden, but ooh, sting. And his response is, oh well, I didn't praise racists, and well, you locked people up. I defended black people. I mean, to be fair, she did prosecute a lot of people, including people, and she's all like, but she's basically saying, um, I'm half black. My father was black. I know she's Indian, black, like black Indian, like Obama's black white. Uh, I think it was her father. Anyway, she's like, I remember, racist people, and you were, and he goes with the, no, we just don't like it when the feds, when the feds made us do it. He was like saying I'm in favor of busing, but not when it's forced upon us by the federal government. Basically, states' rights, and I'm in favor of states' rights. Is that really any surprise? Southerner, states' rights, yeah, a liberal in favor of states' rights. I'm basically an outlier when it comes to liberals. You can be a liberal, like not all liberals believe in this all-powerful federal government. Said a guy who wants Medicare for all and tuition-free college. But you get my drift. I'm just saying that I do believe in states' rights. Like, yes, like the government should step in when the state is not doing what is right. Like, the state could do bus integration busing the way it like wants to, like say, oh, we have the taxpayer funded for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but privately funded Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but taxpayer funded Tuesdays and Thursdays, or whatever. And I just pulled that out of my head. I literally just made that scenario up. But, as long as it does the right thing. States' rights, but when the state isn't doing what is right, what is morally right, the government steps in. Yeah. Or, what's guaranteed to the government by the Constitution. Look, I'm in favor of states' rights, but that's that's where states' rights don't apply. Discrimination is forbidden. It was forbidden by, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And, uh, schools were still wanting to segregate, even on the buses. And that was wrong, and, the Board of Education had to step in. So, this is like, I give Kamala Harris an A for, that doesn't mean I support her or anything. I mean, now, of course, the general, if she somehow gets the nomination. I think this is just one of those, hey, it's like Kamala Harris. Isn't she the woman that ended Joe Biden's career? Yes. I'll say this. She ended Joe Biden's career. You cannot come back from the fact that you supported racists. Not in 2019 or 2020. At least not as a Democrat. I mean, Republican, yeah. But but Joe Biden, like, Kyle Kalinske, and I tend to agree with this to a certain degree, said that Obama and Biden would make good Republicans. To an extent, yes. Especially Biden with his support of racists. But Joe Biden's good. Oh, it's midnight. But Joe Biden's career, he might as well drop out. And, like, I have a theory for why some people run for president. With the whole Citizens United thing where billionaires can give donations, and Joe Biden certainly has no problem taking corporate PAC money. Some people would, to both, my mother thinks it's just to get, for some people, it's just to get name recognition for later elections. Like some people, like maybe Joe Biden. Like, they run for president. They get all this corporate PAC money. And they might actually try to win. But they mostly run for the money. And so when they drop out of the presidential race, they still got all that money for personal use. Like, I know Hillary Clinton is probably still counting her 2016, Wall Street money. Yeah. And I don't know if that's the case with Joe Biden, but it might be the case. I know Beto O'Rourke isn't going to be president, especially when he tried that. Oh, I'm going to answer a question, but also virtue signal to Latinos. Now, the Young Turks, one of the some people associated with the Young Turks were like, yes, I like being pandered to. I speak some Spanish, and I understood some of it. He talked about inclusivity. Yes, I know some Spanish. But that's virtue signaling, and I don't like virtue signaling. Anyway, I'm not talking about Beto O'Rourke. Dude, having ADD sucks. Like, 1 minute you're thinking of this, next minute you're about apple pie or something. I don't know, American pie. You see where my mind goes? Anyway, back on subject. Stay on subject. Joe Biden. I think it's a good thing that Kamala was there. It is a good thing Kamala was there to utterly destroy Vice President Joe Biden. His time has come and gone. It is time for progressives like a Bernie. That's why I'm voting for Bernie, no matter what. But I do give Kamala Harris her props. She deserves this win. Well, everyone, you probably won't hear. I've got an airsoft crusade tomorrow, so I gotta get to bed. Also, mass. So I gotta go to bed right now. But I want everyone to, this ain't just the only debate. This is literally, I know there were 2 of them, but these because there's so many, this counts as the first debate. Although there's 25 people, and apparently I've learned that this was like 10 and 10. So what about the other 5? I guess they were like, Like, I'm surprised they have Andrew Yang still there. Yeah. But, Bernie kicked ass, and I'll talk, and possibly before my birthday, maybe, which is July 5th, before I'm 26, maybe, I'm recovering from a cold. I'll talk about Bernie's awesome performance and the question he sort of dodged. That's like 2 questions he dodged. One is about whether he believes in God, and the other is about Medicare for all. Anyway, I want everyone to stay awesome, stay progressive, and as always, may the force be with you.